Average Pat's Movie Reviews.
Hi everyone, Average Pat here to sit to chat today about soundtracks. I like talking about movies, I like reviewing them, I like explaining the ins and outs of what I thought were good aspects of it. But one of the things that's overlooked by most reviewers, and unfortunately myself and a lot of them, has been the soundtrack and the score to movies. They're a crucial element of any true movie. They amplify the scene, they get you the emotional connection, and they tend to be more of a subtle and unrealized draw and grab to you that help you hold on to that scene. In very emotional scenes, you'll recognize the music, even if you're not watching the movie. If you hear it in the background, you'll recognize what scene that movie's from. Obviously, some of the themes, the Superman theme, the Empire March from Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark. My goodness, I can go on and on about some of the amazing ones that John Williams has composed that you'd recognize instantly if you put it on. But recently I got myself a new record player, and I decided I wanted to start getting some LPs. And I came across a website that I had found on a movie star's Instagram page called La La Land Records. La La Land Records. And they have special edition releases of CDs for soundtracks and scores, but they also have LPs. And the one that I happened to come across, and I instantly gobbled it up, was a double set LP of Schindler's List. There's only 1,000 of these pressings actually made, and I happened to come across it and grab one of them. It's got beautiful inserts, has a lot of descriptions of what the powerful movie meant, the history and the detail of the movie, from the insider's perspective. There's a nice little sheet stuck in here explaining how everything worked, how people look back on it 20-something years later. I believe it came out in 1993, which is just incredible that something that powerful has still made that much of an impact. Actually, let me pull this out real quick. The inside speech right here is a quote from Steven Spielberg, who won his first Academy Award for Best Director for this movie. This one hit hard. It affected him very, very deeply. This one on the back has all the nice information on who was involved in the music, the original cover art, the art directions, the violin multiple solos performed by Itzhak Perlman. Now, anybody who's my age, who grew up watching PBS and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, will recognize Itzhak Perlman very, very quickly. What amazed me when I was growing up as a child was the power of music that he could hold with just one violin, and he overcame disabilities, physical disabilities. Would walk out on stage or onto Mr. Rogers' set or whatever show he was on with handicapped, braces and crutches, and would sit down and would literally make you cry with the beauty of his music. When I found out that he was involved in this soundtrack and score, when this first came out, I did see this in the theater. I don't even remember the emotions I had walking out of that theater when I first saw it. I remember everybody was deathly silent. Not one person was smiling at it. Either they were deathly silent or in tears to the horror of this movie. But the soundtrack and the score was hauntingly beautiful, and the violin solos are just absolutely incredible, and mere words won't really describe them very well. I always loved scores and classical compositions of music. A couple years ago, there was a channel on Sirius XM called Cinemagic, and what it was literally just the soundtrack and scores of movies. Unfortunately, they took it off the regular satellite, and then once they did that, I didn't really have much of a reason to have satellite anymore. Excuse me. What was funny was my brother Brendan and I had been very big with soundtracks and scores, and I would hear one of the songs on there, recognize exactly what movie it was from, hold up the phone. I would literally just hold it up for 30 seconds and leave him a voicemail of whatever it was. and then hang up. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say any details. I wouldn't say, hey, what movie is this from? I didn't have to. As soon as he got a chance to get to his phone, he'd leave a message back. Hey, that was a great scene from this movie and came out in this year. The impact of music in our lives as part of movies has always been never stated clearly enough. It's just amazing how deep it affects us. And a score and a soundtrack like this from Schindler's List, I could not resist. Again, the website I found was lalalandrecords.com. They also have another one that I'm going to be buying probably today. It is a 2 LP limited set of only 1,000 pressings of the Saving Private Ryan score and soundtrack. And again, another powerful, the Ode to the Fallen that was composed by John Williams. Now, I'm not particularly picking just on John Williams, but these are just incredible scores that they have LPs for. The Hymn to the Fallen is just incredible that he did, and you recognize it anywhere. At least I do. I'm kind of that weird when it comes to music for movies. But if you get a chance and you're really interested in music from movies, check out their website. I will tag them in my description. Hopefully I'll get a nice little recognition for a shout out to them. I appreciate any kind of heads up of new music that's coming out and any kind of things along those lines. So hopefully they'll be able to pay attention and say, hey, we got a new double LP coming out, and give me a heads up on it. I think it'd be kind of fun because I'd love to have them. I've determined that most of my records that I'm going to be purchasing are primarily going to be scores or soundtracks. I have digital downloads and streaming services that I listen to regular music on, but scores, there's something about having it on vinyl that makes it a lot more personal. So if you get a chance, go check out their website, lalalandrecords.com, and grab your own collection of music and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think you're going to purchase one, or if you do purchase one, send me a picture of you holding the album. I can't wait to see if anybody else is as interested in it as I am. Even though it sounds silly, when you stop and think about it, music is what makes a movie. The acting's great, but without the background music to fill the scene, nothing really comes quite the same way. Have yourselves a great day. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later.